Welcome to Cartoon Story.
The Little Star Who Couldn't Twinkle. Once upon a time, high up in the enormous velvet sky, there was a tiny, young star named Pip. Pip lived with thousands of other stars in a bright, shimmering neighborhood called the Milky Way. Every night, all the grown-up stars would polish their points and practice their twinkling. They'd let out great big, beautiful flashes of light that danced across the dark sky. But Pip had a secret. A very quiet secret. No matter how hard he tried, or how deep a breath he took, Pip couldn't twinkle. His light was always a soft, steady glow, like a tiny, warm nightlight, but never a sparkly flash. He watched the other stars with a heavy heart, wondering if he would ever shine like them. One evening, a wise, old comet zoomed past and noticed Pip's worried look. "Why the long face, little glowworm?" the comet chuckled. Pip sighed. "I can't twinkle," he whispered. "I'm just a steady light. I wish I could be bright and flashy like everyone else." The comet smiled, leaving a sparkling trail behind it. The comet said wisely. "Perhaps you just need to find the right spark to start your engine." And with that, the comet zipped away, leaving Pip even more confused. Where does a star find a spark? Pip decided the wise old comet was right. He needed a spark. He started his mission right away. First, Pip flew over to the giant moon, which always looked so bright. "Excuse me, moon," Pip called out politely. "You shine so beautifully. Do you have an extra spark I could borrow?" The moon, a little sleepy, rumbled back, "Oh, little star. I don't have a spark, I just reflect the sun's light. But maybe you should try the red planet. They say he's very fiery." So, Pip zipped over to the fiery red planet, Mars. It had a rough, rusty surface and looked quite bold. "Hello, red planet," Pip shouted. "The moon said you might have a spark for me. I need a sparkle." The red planet let out a dusty sigh. "A spark? I'm just rusty iron, kid. I'm all about being steady and strong. You should ask the shooting stars, they are the flashiest things in the sky." That seemed like a perfect idea. Pip waited until he saw a flurry of bright streaks whizzing past. "Stop! Wait!" Pip yelled to the closest shooting star. "How do you twinkle and flash so brightly?" The shooting star slowed down for a second, leaving a trail of shimmering dust. "Easy, kid," it zoomed. "You just need to be falling. The friction of falling makes us burn up and look amazing. Wanna try?" Pip looked down at the long, dark drop and shook his head. "No, thank you," he squeaked. He didn't want to fall, he wanted to stay in his home. Pip felt more lost than ever. He had talked to the moon, the red planet, and a shooting star, but no one had a real spark he could use. He slumped down in his spot in the Milky Way, feeling his steady, quiet glow was simply not enough. Just as Pip was beginning to feel truly gloomy, a strange light appeared far below. It wasn't a fiery red like Mars, a shimmering silver like the shooting stars, or a soft white like the moon. It was a small, gentle blue light coming from the enormous, rotating Earth. Curious, Pip peeked down. He saw a small house where a baby lay tucked into a crib. The baby was tossing and turning, unable to fall asleep because it was so dark. Pip saw the worried face of the baby's parent, who had tried singing songs and rocking, but nothing worked. The parent sighed and gently placed a small, plastic toy bear near the crib. The little blue light was coming from the bear's tummy, a soft, comforting night light. But the night light wasn't quite bright enough to fill the room and calm the baby. The baby kept making tiny, unhappy noises in the dark. Suddenly, Pip realized something wonderful. His own light, the one he thought was boring because it couldn't twinkle, was the exact same kind of soft, steady glow as the night light. Pip took a deep breath. Instead of trying to be flashy, he simply focused on what he could do. He let his gentle, steady light pour out, aiming it right down at the little blue light in the window. The two lights, Pip's light from the sky and the bear's light on the floor, met and blended. The room instantly filled with a slightly brighter, extremely warm, and wonderfully soothing light. The baby let out a final, happy little sigh, snuggled into the blankets, and closed its eyes. Pip hadn't twinkled, but he had done something even better. He had been a steady, dependable, comforting light for someone who needed him. A big, happy feeling warmed Pip's core, and that wonderful, helpful feeling was the only spark he needed. Pip felt a warmth spread through him that was better than any flash or sparkle. The warmth came from knowing he had helped the little baby drift off to sleep. When the sun began to peek over the horizon, painting the sky in soft oranges and pinks, Pip gathered with the other stars to get ready for their daytime rest. "Wow, Pip!" exclaimed Stella, a star who usually twinkled the loudest. "You were so bright tonight. I saw your light reaching all the way down to Earth." "You finally found your sparkle," chimed in another star. Pip smiled. "No," he said softly. "I didn't find a sparkle to flash with. I found the joy of being a steady light." He realized that the moon wasn't flashy, but it guided sailors. The red planet wasn't twinkling, but it was strong and enduring. And the shooting stars were fun to watch, but they were gone in a flash. Pip's steady, comforting glow was unique. It was the perfect light for things that needed to feel safe and calm, like a sleeping baby or a quiet garden. From that night on, Pip never worried about twinkling again. Every evening, he would turn his steady, warm light toward Earth. He understood that being helpful and bringing comfort was the best kind of shine a star could have. And every night, the baby in the little house slept soundly, tucked under the soft, gentle light of Pip, the little star who learned that being yourself is the brightest light of all.
That's all from my end. I make helpful videos daily, so do subscribe my channel. Any kind of problem, please comment below. Stay updated with our cool products, as it will make your life much more easier.